If you spent your career as a teacher, a firefighter, a police officer, or any government job, for years the government quietly slashed the Social Security you earned. There were two rules behind it, with two boring names: the Windfall Elimination Provision and the Government Pension Offset. WEP cut the Social Security from your own work. GPO did something even crueler. It could wipe out your husband's or wife's benefits entirely, down to zero. Picture a retired teacher who should have gotten $1,200 a month off her husband's record, and got nothing. Zero. For years. Here's the news almost nobody told you clearly. Both of those rules are now gone. A law called the Social Security Fairness Act repealed them, and it's retroactive. That means millions of public workers are owed a bigger check starting now, plus a one-time back payment going all the way to 2024. Social Security has already sent over 3 million payments, $17 billion. The question is whether you, or someone you love, are leaving that money on the table. I'm Ray. Today, what WEP and GPO actually did, who gets money back, the 6-month trap that can cost you thousands if you wait, and how one teacher got $1,200 a month back, for life. Quick and important. I'm not a CPA, attorney, or financial advisor. This is education, not financial advice. Whether this affects you depends on your exact pension and work record, so always check your own situation at ssa.gov and bring a licensed professional into your numbers. Before anything else, one fact decides whether this whole video is about you, and a lot of headlines got it wrong. WEP and GPO only ever touched people who get a pension from a job that did not pay Social Security taxes, what's called a non-covered pension. Here's the catch most people miss. In most states, teachers, firefighters, and police do pay into Social Security. They were never affected, and they won't see a change. But in about 15 states, and for federal workers under the old civil service retirement system, that paycheck never went into Social Security. If that's you, if your government pension came out of a system that didn't take Social Security tax, then these two rules almost certainly cut your check, and this repeal just put money back in your pocket. Let's take the two rules one at a time, starting with WEP, the Windfall Elimination Provision. WEP hit your own Social Security, the benefit you earned from any regular job where you did pay in. Maybe summers, a side job, a second career. Normally, Social Security replaces 90% of your first slice of earnings. That's how it protects lower earners. But if you had a non-covered pension, WEP knocked that 90% down, as low as 40%. The result was a permanently smaller check. At its worst, WEP chopped up to about $587 a month off your benefit, and the average hit was around $480 a month, every month, for life. There was one escape. If you had 30 or more years of solid earnings in covered work, WEP didn't apply. But most public servants never hit that. They were teaching, not moonlighting. So for millions, that smaller check just felt normal. It wasn't. It was WEP. Now the second rule, and this is the one that did the real damage, especially to widows. The Government Pension Offset. Remember from last time, a husband or wife can collect up to half of their spouse's check as a spousal benefit, and the survivor keeps the bigger check when one of them passes. GPO came in and slashed exactly those two benefits, but only for people with a non-covered pension. Here's the math that ruins so many retirements. GPO reduced your spousal or survivor benefit by 2/3 of your government pension. Say your teacher's pension is $3,000 a month. 2/3 of that is $2,000. So Social Security took $2,000 straight off your spousal or survivor benefit. And if your spousal benefit was only $1,200, it got wiped out completely. Zero. That wasn't rare. For about 70% of the people GPO touched, their entire spousal or survivor check was erased. Widows who'd planned on their husband's Social Security got nothing, because they dared to also earn a public pension. That's what was. Here's what changed. In January 2025, the Social Security Fairness Act was signed into law, and it does one clean thing. It repeals both WEP and GPO completely. Gone. As if they never existed. And it's retroactive. The last month those rules applied was December 2023, so everyone affected is owed the difference going all the way back to January 2024. That comes in two pieces. 1. Your monthly check goes up, permanently. 2. A one-time back payment for everything you were shorted since the start of 2024. Often thousands of dollars, deposited straight into your bank account. And this isn't a someday promise. As of mid-2025, Social Security had already sent more than 3 million of these payments, $17 billion, months ahead of schedule. How big is your raise? It varies a lot, but some people are seeing over $1,000 more a month. Now the part that can quietly cost you thousands, and almost no one is warning people about it. There are two very different groups here. Group 1. You were already getting a Social Security check that WEP or GPO reduced. For you, it's automatic. The higher payment and the back pay to 2024 come on their own. Just make sure Social Security has your current address and bank details in your My Social Security account. Group 2 is where the trap is. For years, if you had a non-covered pension, Social Security often told spouses and widows, "Don't even bother applying. GPO will zero you out anyway." So a lot of people never filed. Here's the sting. The law did not change the rule on late applications. If you never applied, you have to apply now, and a new claim only pays you back about 6 months, not all the way to 2024. Every month you sit on it, you can lose money you were owed. So if you, or a widowed parent, ever skipped applying because of GPO, that's the call to make this week. Survivor claims you have to do by phone. Retirement and spousal, you can start online at ssa.gov. One more thing nobody mentions in the celebration, and it ties straight into our last few videos. The back pay can bite you at tax time if you're not careful. When that lump sum lands, say 2 years of back benefits in one deposit, it all counts as income in the year you receive it. That can push more of your Social Security into being taxable, the tax torpedo we covered in video 8. It can also spike your income enough to trigger IRMA, the Medicare surcharge from video 6. And because IRMA looks back 2 years, a big lump sum in 2025 could quietly raise your Medicare premiums in 2027. The good news: the IRS lets you do a lump sum election. You can assign that back pay to the years it should have been paid, instead of getting taxed on all of it at once. That one move can save real money, but it's exactly the kind of thing you want a CPA to run for you, not guess at. Let's make it real with Susan and Tom. Susan taught for 30 years in a state where teachers don't pay into Social Security, so she has a $3,000 non-covered pension. Tom worked in the private sector and paid in his whole life. His Social Security is $2,400. Before the repeal, Susan got crushed 3 ways. Her own small Social Security from summer jobs, about $700, was cut by WEP to roughly $300. Her spousal benefit, $1,200, was wiped to zero by GPO. And her future survivor benefit, Tom's $2,400, would have been knocked down to $400. After the repeal, all 3 come back. Her own check returns to $700. Her spousal jumps from zero to the full $1,200. That's $1,200 a month she was entitled to all along. And when Tom passes, her survivor benefit is the full $2,400 instead of $400, over $2,000 a month in protection. Plus a back payment for everything she missed since January 2024. One repeal, one work record, and a retirement that finally adds up. They just had their CPA check the tax side of the back pay first. So here's your action plan. 4 steps. Step 1. Figure out if your pension was non-covered. If your government job didn't take Social Security tax out of your pay, WEP and GPO almost certainly hit you, and this is your money. Step 2. If you're already getting benefits, just verify your details. Log into your My Social Security account and confirm your address and bank info. The increase and the back pay to 2024 come automatically. Step 3. If you never applied because of GPO, apply now, this week. Remember the 6-month trap. Waiting costs you back pay you can't recover. Retirement and spousal online at ssa.gov. Survivor benefits by phone. Step 4. Plan the taxes on the back pay. Ask a CPA about the IRS lump sum election before that big deposit lands on your next tax return, and keep an eye on IRMA. And one warning. Scammers love this. Social Security will never call you, never charge you to speed up or unlock your back pay. If someone does, hang up. The money comes to you for free, the way it always should have. If this cleared up WEP and GPO for you, or for a teacher or firefighter you love, hit subscribe. I break down one retirement money topic every single week. Tell me in the comments, did WEP or GPO ever cut your check? Or someone's in your family? I read every one. Next time, what if you claimed Social Security too early and now you regret it? Most people don't know you can actually undo it. There's a withdrawal move in the first year and a suspend and restart trick after full retirement age that can boost your check by thousands. If you claimed early and wish you hadn't, you'll want that one. I'm Ray. Take care of your money and take care of each other. See you in the next one.